Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we are watching Lower Decks Season 1, Episode 4, Moist Vessel. I don't know. I'm making no speculation. I'm going to say that they're going to be on another ship or encounter another starship that is humid. I don't know. I don't know if it's literal with this group. I don't know if it's some type of, a grand philosophical metaphor or something. I expect the unexpected from this writing crew. I am never going to guess it because this writing crew is so fantastic. And you know what else I'm not going to do? I'm not going to bamf. I want to watch this episode. Let's react to it, everybody. Everybody, if you could do me a kindness, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, or ring that bell for notifications for whenever we go live here on YouTube with any Star Trek or sci-fi related content. And if you would like this sci-fi and Star Trek content in longer form, join us down at Patreon. Patreon has our full-length watch-alongs and reactions all a couple days early. But my friends, enough of all of that. Now it's time to engage maximum warp reaction for Lower Decks Season 1, Episode 4, Moist Vessel. And away we go.
The Cerritos is working alongside the USS Merced in the relocation of
Merced.
Her crew, adrift for centuries, mummified in disabled cryo units. Their most precious
Oh, wow.
cargo, mysterious containers of molecular fluid which generates life from inorganic material. We suspect they plan to use it on a dead planet to create a habitable environment they could call home.
It's like the Genesis device.
Captain Durango and I both served on the Illinois many years ago, and it is a
Oh, wow.
Starfleet believes this alien vessel is equipped with unique terraforming technology, an elemental fluid which can transform inert matter into
Terraforming emulsion.
even the slightest flux in tractor beam stabilization could damage.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. It is just so much information. I don't know how you guys aren't yawning.
Your crew doesn't appear to appreciate the gravity of
He's a Tellarite, too. Easily irritated.
They're proficient, alert, and mariner.
I am trying to hold it.
By the way, I think that was the first cold open that we had that they directly deal with the events of the episode. Tawny Newsome, tip of the cap. Fantastic actor. Jack Quaid playing the straight man to the shenanigans is so well done. Is Jerry O'Connell Ransom? I'm assuming Jerry O'Connell is Ransom. Great. I mean, haven't said it recently. Mr. Roddenberry, thank you. Same class of ship.
I feel like she stays up all night coming up with new ways to piss me off.
I honestly don't know why you haven't kicked her off the ship. But
He doesn't know.
my job. If you want to avoid conflict, why not reassign her to all the worst jobs? That way transferring would be her idea, not yours.
Assignment time! Hachi machi! I got conference room cleanup duty in your face!
Last time I checked, that was very lame.
Oh man, I gotta monitor power fluctuations in the tractor beam? I wanted to monitor power fluctuations in the impulse relays.
Rutherford! I'm about to go watch an ascension.
What? That's amazing! What's an ascension?
Some people who master the art of alien meditation can achieve inner peace. Then they transcend the physical realm and become a being of pure energy. Isn't that cool?
What?
Oh, like a Q, or the Traveler.
I can't believe I
What is...
mastered this.
Who is ascending?
Hey, let's see what I got assigned. Turbo lift lubing, holodeck waste removal, and scraping carbon off the carbon filter.
Ooh, those are the worst jobs on the ship. Scraping carbon off of slightly harder carbon. That's Klingon prison stuff.
This is weird.
It's Klingon prison stuff. Rurapente. What is this?
As I grow closer to decorporation, words start to lose meaning.
Azuchi and Gong?
Tendi, what are you doing, honey?
Is he ascending? Wait, really? No.
Oh, God.
Oh!
My sand intolerant! No!
I can fix it!
I've been laying that for 2 years! It was a physical representation of my inner calm!
No, it's all good. We're good.
Oh, Tendi.
fast.
Well, have fun with your terrible jobs. I gotta go clean the executive conference room and eat some lobster ravioli. Peace.
Peace.
Sorry, it does not look cool when you do it. Damn it, it does.
Damn it, it does. Peace. I should never do that, right? What is holodeck waste removal? Scraping carbon off. Slightly harder carbon.
Oh, this is the worst. Oh, wait a minute. Hey, buddy, do you want to make this interesting?
Can't keep Mariner down.
Hell yeah!
Mariner is a leader. So we also were told Rutherford had to monitor the tractor beam
Fluctuations are great. Oh man, look at
fluctuations,
these
which we were also told the slightest mistake could.
You just have to find your calm.
I don't want.
I mean, all right.
Give her worse jobs.
I've got her emptying out of the holodeck filter.
What was the bleep?
But there has to be something on this ship she hates.
Ensign Mariner, report to conference room 5.
Oh, this is where they're gonna make her shadow ransom. Oh,
Ensign Beckett Mariner, I am pleased to grant you a promotion.
oh no.
Congratulations, Lieutenant Mariner.
Lieutenant!
So, what department? They gave her.
What happened to the bar stool?
Bar stools hurt my back.
You're not sitting on them right.
Sitting on them right, I've killed them.
Oh no.
Lieutenant Mariner, report to command prep for mission audit.
Security or engineering? Ops? What?
And that's why being a captain is a lot like vocal jazz. It's all about the notes you don't scat.
Oh, no. No.
I'm sad.
Lieutenant Mariner, report to executive poker.
Oh.
Report to executive poker.
I
Fold.
fold.
Yeah.
Fold.
Kudos.
Kudos. Yes, yes, yes. Very, very good. Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, no.
So is the big bad Captain Freeman?
I owe it to O'Connor. I'm just gonna have to study the ancient ways twice as much. Just freaking blow him away with spirituality.
I'm not sure I like this subplot.
What did you do? How did you get this?
That's what Boimler wants.
So, they like when you break rules, huh?
No, Boimler, you can't do it.
Stop it! Don't come near me anymore. You don't get to be the hero here because you are the villain.
What?
Center yourself for 5 minutes, please. I'll align your chakra. I'll reiki you.
No.
I don't understand what Ascension is. I guess I probably would. I don't have the background for it.
Care to share a status update?
I don't know. We're towing a rusted old ship full of mummies.
If you don't feel like you fit in here, I could find you a post on another ship.
I don't like this.
Don't forget, all senior officers are meeting up later for Ransom's birthday. It's mandatory. He's going to sing and play acoustic guitar.
Oh, dear God.
You know, I get what you're trying to do here, and it is sick.
I'm doing exactly what I need to. It's called being a captain.
No, it's called
No.
being a dick.
Yep. And again, Mariner is a fantastic officer. Or ensign or Starfleet, whatever.
We're in charge of this mission, Lieutenant. Our positioning should reflect that. Take us in. Yes.
Durango, right? That's not a good idea, Durango. And here's why.
Captain Durango, you are way out of formation.
I don't have to explain myself to you, Commander. The protection of this artifact is my duty. Mine!
That doesn't seem like rational behavior. Point of order. And that's going to tractor beam right into them. Yep. Wow.
Evasive maneuver alpha. It's too late.
Turn off the tractor beam. Turn off the tractor beam.
Environmental irregularities detected.
Emergency force field, corridor 89.
Wow, good call, Mustache.
Oh, did you feel that? Humidity's up. The pressure just dropped. I think the air's being modified.
Mariner's so good.
Oh, can you not even for a moment look out?
Saved your life, Freeman. Wow, their ship is messed up. I wish they weren't the same class of ship. I think the foreground ship is Durango's ship.
I could have been one with the universe right now. This is all your fault.
You know what? I'm glad you didn't ascend, because you're a jerk. All I really wanted was for you to like me.
Wait, what?
It kills me when someone doesn't like me. All I think about. It feels...
Oh no. Oh, Tandy. Now see, that's what we needed to.
Never going to ascend. I was faking.
What? Why?
It's hard to stand out in Starfleet. This gave me an edge. It was my thing. I'm a jerk.
We're
What?
both jerks. We wanted to be liked and lied about it.
I think you should use the shale over there.
Mom, it is the same thing. Just leave me alone.
Make sure you're gripping with both hands. You know,
Jesus.
I am good at this. Just trust me.
I'm just looking out for you.
That's the point.
Child.
Well, if you would stop acting like a child and more like a mature crew member, then I would treat you
Captain.
accordingly.
Captain, review her performance.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Carol.
Carol! These are the explodey things. Careful.
Oh no, this is it.
She's gonna blow the door. Good idea. I mean, how effed up is this ship? Oh no.
I'll be okay. You need to save yourself.
O'Connor, I don't think you're gonna be okay.
Affected areas are saturated with carbon polymer dust. We need pyrazine gas. Flood the ship, then trigger a reversion with radiation from the main deflector.
Okay. Computer, hit it.
Hitting it.
Hitting it. Oh. Okay, it's magic.
You saved my life.
You saved mine first.
Wow.
Oh no, what's happening?
Oh my god.
He's ascending.
Oh, okay. You're smoking?
Oh God.
Drop and roll. Drop and roll. Drop back into the physical and roll. Drop back into the physical and roll.
Drop back into the physical and roll.
Turning into pure energy!
Oh my God.
The universe is balanced on the back of a giant koala! Why is he smiling? What does he know?
What does he know? Oh my God.
All right. Well, good luck being everything. Sorry I helped.
It's all Durango's fault anyway, so you get to tell Starfleet how you lost your ship because you wanted to have a better position.
Crew accounted for.
Thank each other. Look like leaf blowers.
Maybe you are fit to be one of my senior officers. Your chair right next to mine, spending all our time together. and
No.
unstoppable
Not ready for that.
Starfleet commends your bravery and ingenuity. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to get back to work. Apparently, we've picked up a strange signal on our sensors.
Sensors?
Sorry, are you trying to say the word sensors? Because to me, you're saying sensors. What is that?
This how your crew treats authority? When it's known I mispronounce things?
When it's known that I mispronounce things.
Life's too short to be hung up on whether everyone on the ship likes me.
That's great.
Oh, Tendi.
At least a few who don't.
And who
Who?
cares? Not me. So who are these few people? What did they say? Do they not like?
Where's your pip?
I'm pretty good at getting demoted.
In the last hour?
Yeah, apparently the captain doesn't like looking stupid in front of an admiral, so.
But I can't. You had everything that I ever wanted in life, and you didn't even care. How are we even friends?
Maybe because I still have the senior officer access card for the good replicator programs?
Well, I'm gonna get that macaroni and cheese with the bread and top.
With the breaded top. Mariner, oh, absolutely the best. Mariner, you're the best. You are the best. Okay, everybody, let's talk about it. All right, everybody, just got finished watching Lower Decks Season 1, Episode 4, Moist Vessel. We found out that the Moist Vessel was actually a part of a generational ship that was used for terraforming. A lot of, for me anyway, because again, just as a recap, the basis for my knowledge, especially of the original series, only the movies. I started my Star Trek experience as a boy watching Wrath of Khan. I haven't even seen the motion picture. But I've seen all of the original series movies after that, all the Generations movies after that. So the movies I'm okay with. It's just the actual series and things like that that I fall woefully behind. But with this one, yeah, there are a lot of allusions, kind of similarities with the Genesis device. You know, looking for an uninhabited planet to terraform into something new. And the emulsion and the things like that. And again, the Moist Vessel, it's like the last thing you would think that they would have this like terraforming, like arboretum type of thing that they were moving through space and found. I'd like to set up a little bit. This is probably, if I'm going to be super duper honest, this was probably my least favorite episode. I still enjoyed it, but it was my least favorite episodes of the ones that we've had so far. And here's why. I need to have more confidence in the writing, which is ridiculous because I've praised it up and down. I think what my problem was is that I didn't like the direction they were taking Tendy's character at first. You know, that need for approval, that need for acceptance and everything, which is an absolute exact way to kind of add more depth to her character by making that one of her. I mean, it's a weakness. You know, you're never going to everybody in the planet or the ship or wherever you happen to be. You're never going to have a 100% approval rating. In fact, I heard one time, and I kind of carried this with me through my life, and if this helps anybody out there, so be it. I heard one time that when you meet somebody for the first time, they will fall into 4 distinct, potential, when they see you, they think in 4 specific ways, like a snap judgment of you. 25% of people will like you immediately. They will see you, they like your vibe, and they like you. 25% of them like you, but they could learn to not like you, if that makes sense. Another 25% of them that you meet don't like you at first, but could learn to like you. So that middle area is weird. They like you, but could learn to not like you, or they don't like you, but could learn to like you. And then there's 25% of people that you meet that don't like you, and they will not like you no matter what. There's a smell coming off of you, and they just don't like it. It's very instinctual, very almost like animalistic. And I always kind of thought, whether or not that's correct or not, it's kind of a way to approach, that you're just not going to be able to satisfy everybody at all the time. And I think that's the thing that I was thinking of whenever Tendi was having her little, mission with the ascension of O'Connor. And when I realized that that's what it was, and she wasn't just fascinated by the ascension aspect of it, and it was more a gearing towards, I just have to have everybody like me, I learned more about the character, but it caused me to have a turn, because initially I was thinking, why are we doing this ascension thing? Why is she kind of pressing this issue? Is she so upset that she broke the sand table and everything? And I think with that, I was a little turned off because I don't want Tendi to, I didn't think of Tendi that way. I saw her as very, very outgoing, very friendly, very, someone that you would want to hang around with. But I also saw her as very good at her job, exceptional at her job, I should say. And I didn't see, it almost looked like she was trying to placate O'Connor. And I think that's what kind of threw a pause up to me. I had a hitch in my giddy up there with that. And then when we learned, I was able to kind of shift back down whenever we learned that it was just basically her wanting to have everybody like her. But that evoked kind of a negative response from me because, I've been in the same position where, there's somebody that you desperately want to like you or desperately want to either respect you and they're part of the 25% that are just not going to do it. They just don't like you. And that in and of itself, especially with a show that's so geared towards the comedic, a little thing like that triggers, something that you can observe and you can associate with and that you can absolutely walk in Tendy's shoes with, that brings you down a little bit. And I think it was reflective in my reaction because there was a journey that I went through there kind of realizing what was going on. But that was, the B plot, and not really the B plot, but it was because the rest of the ship was turning into this thing. I think that obviously the exploration of this particular episode was between Freeman and Beckett. They wanted to show us what that dynamic was in a broader sense. What Carol expected from her daughter, is this level of excellence that's more textbook Starfleet. But we saw what textbook Starfleet is, and it's just a bunch of red tape and a bunch of administration and a bunch of nonsense. Obviously, that stuff is amplified here for comedic purposes, but that's so foreign to what Mariner really is. Mariner is in every sense of the word, and I have limited experience with the original series, so when I refer to, I liken Beckett to Kirk. I'm going by the Kirk that I know from the movies, and I actually read some of the William Shatner novels that are kind of like post generations and things like that. And that's the Kirk that I remember. The autobiography of James T. Kirk is a great little read that kind of gives you a first person perspective into the mind of James Kirk. And while Beckett is absolutely amplified in that kind of seat of your pants, reactionary, aggressive, if that's the right word, type of command, it's most closely associated with Kirk as far as like trying to assign to a specific captain. At least in my limited knowledge of the different captains, I would most closely associate her with Kirk. And she's got the physicality, she's got the almost gunslinger, like the brashness about her, but she is incredibly gifted with her knowledge, and her applications are not incorrect. She doesn't fly off the handle and proceed down a completely wrong path. She has the background. She has the knowledge. She has the expertise to get through these things. All the scars that we saw in her body in the last episode, she's learned through the crucible. She has done a fantastic job of, being what would have been an original series type of officer, somebody that it was more of the Wild West out in the galaxy, out in the Alpha and Beta quadrants. It was, you had to have more of the Beckett Mariner mentality of we're in a life and death situation. We have to rely on our instincts to get through it, as opposed to diplomacy or, kind of the rules that have been established since, a first contact situation or treaty, back when there were very few of those things, and it was the formation of the Federation. That's when the Beckett Mariners of the world or of the Federation were able to rise in prominence and display. I've often said that, again, without knowledge of the original series as Kirk, but just the movies, that the Kirk from the movies, and what I assume is the same from the original series, I'm not sure he gets a chair in modern day Star Trek, like Picard season 3 Star Trek era. I don't know if he gets a chair. He might, but I'm not sure that he's somebody that Starfleet would take a chance on when it's that evolved in the structure of the universe at that time. Do you risk having a James T. Kirk in the chair when everything's running smoothly? And that's the age-old thing that I think that Star Trek kind of shows us a lot of times, is that you don't need a Kirk or a Beckett Mariner until you do. And when you do, if you don't have a Beckett Mariner or you don't have a James T. Kirk, and you don't have them in positions of authority, where not necessarily authority, but positions of action where they can affect the course of events, that's when shit goes really bad for Starfleet. That's when you get a Wolf 359. That's when, you get these things that happen that are completely unexpected, that the more intellectual or a more diplomatic captains struggle with. It requires the gunslinger. And while Beckett is almost a gunslinger out of time, she is still such an important part of Starfleet. People like her, officers like her that have that brashness, and that they take it to the extreme with Beckett, and that she just hates authority, or dislikes it, or dislikes all the rules and everything like that. But by God, she's good at them. She can quote you the regulations. She knows all of the procedures. She just thinks that things need to be done a bit different. And it's that deviation from the textbook way of doing things that Starfleet needs in times of terrible trouble. And that's why I absolutely, hands down, love Beckett Mariner. Favorite character in the show. I really like Boimler. Obviously, Rutherford and Tendi are great, but the absolute star of this show is Beckett Mariner. She is fantastic. an incredible character that we are learning so much about. She's the one we've learned the most about so far. We have learned, obviously the surprise backstory of her dad being an admiral and her mom being Carol Freeman. So that's an interesting dynamic to have on there, especially since nobody else seems to know. Ransom didn't know. Or if he does know, he certainly didn't allude to it in private, where you would think, like, whenever she was like, what about, Mariner? We got to do something about that. And he said, oh, give her the worst assignments. You would think that in the confidence of a room away from the ears of the bridge, that if Ransom knew, he would say, well, she's your daughter. What should we do here? But he didn't. He didn't say that. He didn't say, hey, it's your daughter. What should we do here? He addressed her as just another ensign, which to me speaks that, Captain Freeman did not let anybody know. I mean, if she doesn't let her first officer know, I doubt, maybe the chief medical officer would know because of the information provided. But again, we haven't had any on-screen revelations that anybody else knows of that relationship. So we've learned the most about Beckett. We know how she handles things. We know that great interpersonal moment where she had her Ferengi friend boost up Boimler's confidence when they were on the away planet or the away mission with the Klingon, and he just kept doing things wrong and kept getting things wrong because of his book smarts and not his practical application of his intelligence. But again, what we've seen from Beckett is she can outquote regulations with Boimler. She pretends like she doesn't know what's going on with a lot of these things or is dismissive of some of the technical stuff. But when pressed, she knows how to do these things. She knows what needs to be done. She knows how to work through it. And while there may be a textbook definition of how you're supposed to handle things, she has her own Beckett Mariner definition about how to handle things. And that's coming from the same part of the library where you would pull out the James T. Kirk version of doing things. Right beside it is Beckett Mariner. If anybody on this crew deserves to have command of a vessel, it is Beckett, because I truly believe that despite the demotions and despite like the F authority and I don't want to have anything to do with promotion and I like it here among everybody, in my heart of hearts, that is the perfect person to be in charge. The person that doesn't want the chair. You don't want the chair, but you have the incredible gifts that Mariner has. And she doesn't want the chair. Who wants that job? If you want to be in charge of 208 souls and you want that responsibility and you think you could do it, and you try for it, there's something to be said about that level of, I don't want to call it narcissism, but you think that, I can do this. You have to have a strength of character to be able to want to take the chair. I, for one, think that the chair should be an albatross. The chair should be something that you don't necessarily fear, but you don't want. Because when you get that, the weight that would be on you for, having all of these lives on your ship and lives potentially on a planet that you have to save or the entire Federation, it's a lot of weight. But if I want somebody in that chair and I get to pick somebody to put in that chair for the first time and not an established veteran captain type of person, Beckett Mariner all day, every day, because she's going to do things her way. And by God, it works more often than it doesn't, at least as far as we've seen. And, is she the letter of the law? Absolutely not. Does she know the letter of the law? Absolutely. I love the character. Love the character. For me, it is an absolute joy to watch this show because the writing is so well done. Again, like I said, this is my least favorite episode just because I took myself out of it with the Tendi stuff and got a little distracted by my own internal, I don't know if I like this for Tendi, blah, blah, blah. But, now that I'm out of it and realize what the resolution of that plot was, focus more on this being both. It's revelatory for Tendi. We got to learn a little bit about how she approaches, needing that kind of level of acceptance from everybody. 25% are never going to give it to you, Tendi. but we also learned so much about Beckett, and we seem to be learning more about Beckett each episode than anybody else. And if there is a series lead, it has to be Beckett. It has to be. I know they kind of want it to be Boimler sometimes. It's the foil, but I think that when you have these two characters in Beckett and Boimler, Beckett who does everything by her own book, and Boimler who wants to do everything by the Starfleet book, it's a great play off of one another. Just for the sheer fact of rule breaker, rule follower. But the more that we learn about Beckett, the more I absolutely love the character. The idea that I love this character as much as I do after 4 20-some minute episodes blows my mind. Because while I start to like characters on different, Strange New Worlds and Next Generation and stuff, and be like, oh yeah, I like that character. I don't think I can honestly say I love this character after 4 episodes. And these episodes are twice as long, 3 times as long as the ones that we're watching. When I think of like Anson Mounts Pike, one of my favorite new characters from the new kind of era of Star Trek. When we met Pike in season 2 of Discovery, liked him immediately. Immediately said, oh, wow, I love Anson Mount's portrayal of Pike. Really cool character. But I couldn't say that I loved him. But with Mariner, 100%. To use a Mariner expression, I am pushing all of my chips in on this character. Tawny Newsome is absolutely killing it as this character. I can't give her enough accolades. I think my bottom line with all of this is that Beckett absolutely rocks. Absolutely rocks. Mariner is fantastic. As far as the pantheon of characters in Star Trek go and the Mount Rushmore of, my favorite characters, she is quickly rising to the very, very top. I'll let you know I'll let you know what my top is whenever we get there, but I have specific characters that I have loved forever. And if Beckett can somehow break into the Mount Rushmore, I'll let you know. It's looking good because I really, really like this character. My friends, if you could, hit that like button, smash subscribe, ring that bell for notifications whenever we go live for any Star Trek or science fiction related material here on YouTube. If you would like some further Star Trek goodness, the link down in the description is to our Patreon there. I upload things early, and we have full-length watch-alongs and reactions for you to engage with the community. We're growing over there. We're posting more in both the library and getting our community up and running. Love to have you. My friends, though, until we jump aboard the Cerritos again and learn more about these fascinating characters, do me a favor, everybody. Vulcan roll, and have a great one. Today we are going back to Lower Decks, Season 1, Episode 4, and I forgot the name of it already. Oh my God, okay. My brain said that can't possibly be the title of this episode. Let's quickly forget this.